not here, and they asked us to go to 119 to talk to Harry Pittman, who's one of the staff people that aren't in the office that can answer questions. Yes. Hi, Casey. You come in by. Film that guy and stuff, and I have to tell you guys to talk quietly.
You mean James Pittman, not Harry Pittman?
Huh?
I said you mean James Pittman, not Harry Pittman. You said Harry Pittman.
You said James Pittman?
Yes.
Well, it's Harry Thomas, right?
Right.
Yes.
One 13.
113?
No, we got one.
Well, that's the 117 down there. Well, here, wait, that's 115.
Well, we can see David Catania while we're down here. This is the
Here we go. Yeah.
Fine. Oh, okay. Well, I'm playing with August. Hold on one second. Hi, may I help you?
Is James Pittman here?
Let him know you're here.
Let me check for you. What's your
Okay,
name,
good
sir?
luck. Let him know.
Well, I'm here with the group.
Hi.
And I'm here with the group, and we actually wanted to talk to the councilman about,
What is the group?
well, what's our name?
We are a group of people who represent the homeless in Washington, D.C. And we went to his office. They sent us down here to talk to James.
Yeah, Mr. Councilmember Thomas is in.
Okay. He's got someone here in the office, but you're perfectly welcome to.
Sit and
Yeah,
wait.
seriously.
Or should we?
How's it going? You want to drop something? I have someone in a
Okay.
meeting right now. You want
So-
to drop something off or?
We
Well-
wanted to ask a couple questions about.
We were kind of hoping for a few minutes of your time, but if you got somebody in the office.
Yeah.
This is important.
Could we come
Well, I'm
back
sure
in
it is
10 or
important.
15 minutes?
I'll probably be out of here in another 15 minutes. I have to go to another meeting at the Reeves Center. Maybe back later this week or?
No, we were walking around today. This
Well,
is what-
maybe you could just summarize it, that we're concerned about the shortfall in the budget.
And you just summarized it because we're representing the homeless in DC and how that would
So,
affect
yeah, so,
the shelter
I
system,
do
the services,
have,
the two people that use
I
those
do
services.
have,
Yeah, we got a lot of emails.
you know.
Yeah.
my-
Wait till tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, knowing that before that's being cut, the amount that's there is still already too little, and then cutting that on top of that, and how that's gonna affect the shelter system that keep getting cut in,
Your reaction to that,
and what
you know,
the council members'
have you,
opinion is.
do you have a position
Well,
about
the key
that?
to everything is we have to find the money.
Yeah,
Now, if we find the money, we'll be happy to reinstate a lot of the services, but the challenge is finding the money. I know there's some proposals about tax raises and some other things people look forward to. So I know.
Human services seems to be getting one of the biggest cuts out of the budget.
Well, they have the largest budget, that and education.
Right.
So that's why they're taking a lot. I mean, for example, if you got rid of the entire Department of Parks and Recreation, that's $4 million. Human Services is close to,
You know what I'm saying?
Jeez.
1.5 billion.
yeah.
Which is a huge responsibility for
Right.
any city, which is why it's such a big part of the budget for any city, not just DC.
Right.
But knowing that DC
was big
services
here.
are still
And
lacking,
Crystal, you
we
know I
have
have one
a
of her
growing
earrings from her
homeless
last
population that grows each year about 300. Though we did some permanent support housing last year, which was fantastic, it
figured out the one I
only
want.
helped about 300 people, and how that could be more of
I-
a
I'm
focus
sure
on
it's
doing
fine.
that for.
But we're
Okay.
concerned that if the shelters, if they don't get that extra money, that there'll be
Well, anyway.
Close.
a lot of people, maybe 1,300 people on the street, which would, it would disrupt all those programs of helping people to get on their feet again. And then someone else here was talking about how many aging people are there.
will
and
be
that-
losing their IDA benefits. And these people are 60 and better, and they're growing old in the shelters. They won't have any support.
If the IDA is cut out of the budget, which is one of the proposals to cut IDA, which DC has been, which has been one of the few cities that give in that interim when they're.
Yes.
But
And,
We are
and,
one of
and,
the-
and, and James, you might know better than I do, but someone told me this morning that IDA, I mean, DC gets all this money back from IDA. They get about 40% back from the federal government. But when people get their SSI, they actually have to pay IDA back. And so all this yapping about how you lose money on IDA because you only get 40% back from the federal government, that logic is flawed, because when folks finally do get their lump sum from SSI, it goes through IDA first. They get theirs off the top, and then they also get the interest for 6 months.
Okay.
So anyway, that logic that IDA is draining the government is actually flawed logic.
All right, Mr. Shepard. Well, I know this Friday we have a meeting with Ed Lazier. It's going to go over some potential ways we can raise revenue.
And how you supported raising taxes?
Yes, for 2 different levels. There's one for $500,000 level. There's one for I think $200,000 level.
For people who are
Yeah.
those amounts.
So there's going to be, I think there's a poll done, an independent poll. They're going to do a briefing for council staff, I think, Friday.
Friday at what time?
So Harry's
I'm not sure about the
he's
time.
he's in agreement with those proposals.
Absolutely, if we get the funds to
So he's
reinstate.
okay to
yeah,
raise.
he's always been supportive of the increased taxes. He's always been in support of that.
That's
So
fantastic.
if we get the money back on the table, we'll be happy to reinstate it. We just have to get the money back on the table.
But, I want to say this and quit, which is that, if you don't put the money back in, folks are going to go into what's called survival mode, where they do whatever they have to do to stay alive, and then they're going to be complaining that they have too many folks hanging out downtown and doing what they do downtown. If they can't find the bathroom, they take care of things, other ways. And so you're going to recreate the problem that we thought we were solving with the downtown bid, having the old Thrive DC, 930 Club down by the library in the basement of the old church. Okay,
Right.
so you're going to recreate the problem that they solved or thought they were solving temporarily anyway, and then that's going to be bad for business. It's bad morally speaking, because I think that it's immoral to just leave people high and dry and to have families with small children, 5 and younger, being put out on the street even now as we speak. So there's the moral issue. There's the image of the city. There's taken away from the business because of the homeless being on all the storefronts. So it's bad all the way around, and it's bad for the homeless for the obvious reasons. So it's bad for everybody.
Absolutely. So after we meet Friday, I'll probably get a better gauge about what the rest of the council looks like, the possible raising of the revenue, and what we could do to possibly.
With all due respect, on Monday, there's a group that's going to be meeting down at CCNV at 425 2nd Street at 1 o'clock. Might yourself or Councilman Thompson might avail themselves for a few minutes to share what you found on Friday?
I don't know if the council is scheduled to submit that, and my schedule is dictated on his schedule. So I can't confirm that right now. But
Might there be a proxy from this office, somebody else who can do that?
you may want to check with Monique Smith in the main office. She does the scheduling, so she can probably give a better answer than I can answer that. But I appreciate it. I got to finish up this.
Oh, I want to ask you a very great question. No. I want to ask you one question, okay? And this is really good.
All right. Say so.
The council member, he introduces legislation to establish the Commission on African American Affairs,
Okay.
which is a great thing, okay? And he's looking at the organization will investigate causes of districts' African American population decline and the socioeconomic disparities, okay, occurring in some communities, which includes the homeless community. So, first of all, we're glad about that, because that sounds like that R word, reparations, which includes the homeless population as well. And that's one thing we're not looking at. We're not looking at, I'm not talking about you, because I know Harry Thomas and his father and what they have done, which is a good thing. We know they're on our side. So we want to make sure that the homeless population is included in this. In these discussions, I know, because automatically we're looking at what's happening with the overrepresented homeless African American
Okay,
population.
so whenever
This is a
there's
great
hearing,
thing.
whenever there's a hearing on that bill, if there's a hearing on that bill,
Yes.
I'm trying to remember which committee got referred to. I want to say Councilmember Barry's committee.
Okay.
So if they were to hold a hearing on
Economic
it, you guys
Development.
would definitely be
Thank
more than
you,
welcome,
yes.
and great to have you down there. to
And
testify.
thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
and just so you know, I found out that DC government spends $80,000 per family per year to put them in the family shelter. You spend $12 million for 150 families, and if you do the math, that's more than 3 times what you spend on rent in DC. And